Okay. Did it start? Okay, it's working. Thanks, Kate. Bye. Welcome back, Internet. Drink for more technical difficulties.
All right.
This is going great. And please let us know
Zach.
again. Yeah, let's just... I blame Kate and Zach who are not here. I am a novice at this. So, let's keep going. Where were we?
Oh, so we're back.
Yes.
Where we last left our travelers.
Yeah.
Rand ran into Pod and Fane, who's gone totally nutso.
Yeah, he's acting super shady. He, are we like frozen or is it still working?
I mean, it's coming up.
Everything's coming up roses.
I mean, it was working, and then it just...
Okay, that worked, but I don't know if the new one's working. Let's see.
I don't know why it's pausing.
Yeah, let's just, Yeah, no, it's working. I blame Kate and Zach who are not here. I am a novice at this. Okay, so, sorry. This is confusing for us. And we're in this, and we're running the live stream, so it's a lot of stuff at once. Okay, so, Pod and Fane, all of a sudden, Rand is just like, bleh, here's all my information. This is where we're staying, here's who we're traveling with, we're going here.
Yeah, he tells them everything. Everything.
No
like,
sense of...
What is like, don't trust anybody.
Right.
Yeah, and then what does Pod and Fane do? Freaks the fuck out and runs off.
Yeah, he's like, don't tell Moraine. And on top of that, Pod and Fane is like, don't tell Moraine I'm here. And Rand's like, okay, cool, I'll do that. So I think what this shows is I mean, obviously they're young and everything, but they are like seriously like country bumpkins. Mm-hmm. Like they're like, we don't know what it means to be backstabbed for real. We don't know what it means to like for people to be untruthful or to have secret plots or really anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's
they need to get on that curve.
Yeah, Matt especially, like, I feel like Rand sort of was channeling Matt right there, because up until now, Rand has still been a little more cautious, so, whatever. And I have Pod and Fane in the house, and Rand is an idiot. Matt is also an idiot.
Yes, Matt and Rand run into each other.
Mm-hmm. Physically.
They find out that Matt also had the dream.
Mm-hmm.
Same dream.
Which Perrin had suspected.
Yes. And then they run into the Children of the Light.
Yeah, they decide to pull a 14-year-old prank.
Yes.
On the Children of the Light, because Matt's like doesn't like haughty people or whatever.
You know, like the one people they should have already known were bad news. Matt decides to fuck with.
Right.
Lord Bornhold.
Yeah.
Bornhold.
And the Spanish Inquisition is not happy with them. They immediately notice Rand, who is laughing, and they once again hone in on Rand's sword.
Yep.
Once again, that bronze heron is a problem. I feel like he needs to start wrapping it or something.
Yeah, everyone's like,
because that's a shining beacon.
Look, a heron marked sword.
And I kind of want to know what's going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, They get out of there, I guess, but they leave it with very, like, this isn't over yet, you know?
Yeah.
It's very, like, the White Cloaks will be coming back. Mm-hmm. So that shit's not over, obviously. And then Matt and Rand decide they want to go talk to somebody about their dreams.
Right. They need to talk to somebody, but they don't want to talk to Moraine.
Because they're afraid she might kill them on a dime,
yeah.
Which is fair, because she kind of scared the bejesus out of them.
Well,
but they deserve it. Not enough.
So chapter 16, The Wisdom.
Yeah, they arrive back at the inn to be told.
Nynaeve has joined the group.
Yes, she has. And Min stops Rand, right before he goes in the room and tells him that Nynaeve, whatever we're calling her, is also part of the pattern. She belongs with them on this journey, and that she needs to be with them. So, I guess she's part of the group now. And she is super ticked off.
Oh, wait. I think I might have accidentally deleted a message from Ryder.
View deleted message? Oh, I don't think
Ryder, I'm sorry. I
don't know if that's him. Is that you, Ryder?
Hi, fabulous cons.
Oh, okay. Hi, Ryder.
I see you used a bad word, and I think I accidentally deleted it, but...
We're
Okay,
sorry.
Wasn't on purpose.
That's perfectly okay. Hi, good to see you. Sorry, everything is super confusing. We had 2 live streams.
Yeah, because Zach's not here, and no one's here to help us.
I'm drinking for shade. Andrew and I are being shade queens right now. Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to show it. So, ladies and gentlemen, adult content.
Yeah, adult content is happening
on
our chat.
Yay.
We also have adult content in the channel, so just saying. Yeah. There's a lot of cuss words.
All right. So, Ryder, have you read the book? Are you reading the book? Are you following along with us? Let us know.
I have Nynaeve versus I have Wisdom versus Aes Sedai.
Oh, yeah. No.
That was...
Those 2 ladies...
The way, he describes it when they walk in and, Nynaeve's on one side, Moraine's on the other, and Egwene is literally like, I'm in so much trouble. She's just sitting against the wall.
She's sitting between her mother and her favorite ass.
Anyways, so they have Nynaeve does not trust Moraine in the slightest. She's all up for turning her into the White Cloaks.
Yeah.
She's all like, hey, I'm going to tell everybody about you. And Tom Lan, I think, is the one that actually stops her and is like, oh, no, it is Tom Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, they will take all of us, not just her. So it's definitely the Spanish Inquisition.
Right.
They don't care.
So I'm trying to watch our chat because according to my feed, it keeps dragging. So I don't know what's happening, if it's my phone.
Okay.
Or
let us know, Ryder, if we're having, or Annette, let us know if we're having technical difficulties. Okay. Inquisition don't give a fuck is what I have. Then once they, reach an impasse, they don't really reach a solution.
Right.
Tom Maryland performs the Great Hunt.
Ah, yes.
Downstairs. We don't get a lot of info on it.
Well, no, but they just say that there's so many different stories of the heroes of that you can.
But the idea was, from what I understood, the idea was they have to go to 7 different corners of the world to find something, but we don't know what. They're literally searching for something. It's like an Indiana Jones quest. And then while all that is happening and they're having a good time, there's a man with a scar that's watching them.
Oh yeah. Oh, but so okay. You've jumped ahead.
Oh, have I? I'm sorry. What did I skip?
I think because in chapter 16, you went to chapter 17. Sorry. Chapter 16, we find out that Rand's mother, who may not be his mother, is an Outlander.
Well, she may be, because Rand is described as having red hair.
No,
and she has red hair.
But remember, in Tam, who's his father?
Yeah.
Tam's, delirium.
Dream, yeah.
He made it sound like he found Rand on the side of a hillside and brought him home to the mother who always wanted a baby.
Well, she was an Outlander too, though. He brought her and the baby.
That's what I'm saying. That's where we find this out.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, up until that point, we just assumed Tam and Mrs. Tam
were always married.
We're always married. So this was the first time he said he left as a kid, Rand's age, and came back with a wife and a baby.
Got it.
So even people knew that Rand was from outside. Mm-hmm. Even if they thought Tam was actually his father.
And the council knows. It may not be common knowledge amongst the town.
I think it's if a guy that everyone knows from growing up in town shows up with a wife and a baby, they're going to assume that wife and baby are, I mean... Yeah. The thing is Rand has never thought of himself as an Outlander, but he's always been an Outlander.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always saw himself as a Two Rivers guy, because I don't know how old he was when his mother died. But this is the first time we learn that he can't, forget that he may not even be biologically Tam and What's-Her-Face's child. Even if he was, he's still brought in from the outside world. Tam went off, found a wife, and brought it home with his baby. Mm-hmm. So...
Okay, so we find that out. She may or may not be his actual mother. We don't get that information. So the man with the scar is there. He's watching
Watchers
them.
and hunters.
And I have Rand is awkward with women, especially when dancing.
Well, especially when dancing and trying to watch a Scarface man.
Right. He's doing a lot of
every
stuff.
Every time he looked at the Scarface man, he tripped over his feet. And so the question is who does the Scarface man work for?
Yeah.
Does
Well,
he work
somebody
for
tells them
the
that
Fade?
he's a White Cloak
Or
spy.
do they say he does work for the White Cloaks?
Lan later said, because
Okay.
he goes and he tells Lan, all three of them say, hey, the Scar guy is watching all three of us. And Lan says, oh, it's a White Cloak spy or whatever.
Okay.
But that may not necessarily be true. That just might be what Lan thinks.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. I mean, the next big thing I have is roll initiative for Fade.
Oh, yeah, so the Fade attacks Rand. And
While he's going to get a glass of milk or some shit. It's like super mundane situation.
And then they all have to leave immediately.
Mm-hmm. I love this constant pressure that is on them. Like, they are fugitives. They are constantly on the run. There is always some army on their ass.
Well,
they're not safe in town. They're not safe anywhere.
They thought they at least had a couple days.
Which is what makes me think there are two options. Either the man with the scar or Padden Fane told the Midral where they are.
Right.
I don't know which one it was, but it was definitely one of those two.
And so they make a run for the gates that they came in on, that Moraine has a connection to.
Yes.
And then, coincidentally,
we got a White Cloak standoff.
There.
Yeah. With a few of them. And we get to see the first real big feat of magic from Moraine.
Right. Well, she makes herself into a giant.
I cannot fucking wait to see that on screen. I hope they do that.
And so, which helps aid their escape, and the inn is attacked.
The inn is on fire. Yeah, they light the inn on fire, and we don't know if it's Dark Friends or the White Cloaks. Like, at this point, both are equally scary.
But we do get an interesting kind of philosophical discussion here as they leave. It's like Nynaeve says we should go back and help, and Moraine says we can help by going forward.
Yeah,
and that's like how do you help people? How do you help the mission? Do you stay on target, or do you put yourself at risk to actually go physically help people in this situation? Well, and they did not agree.
As per usual in fantasy, you have the bigger quest that's going to save all of humanity, so you got to step on a few little heads to get there.
But of course, Nynaeve doesn't believe there is a quest.
Right? She is not. She
thinks this is a fool's errand.
It. I think the thing that stood out to me the most at the end of this was Matt and all of them were wondering, will they be safe in Tar Valon? Or Tar Valon, or however we're saying it.
Yeah, it's definitely Tar Valon.
Tar Valon. They were wondering if we're not even safe in this city, if we're not safe anywhere, are we going to be safe with the Aes Sedai?
Well, and then we also learn, that Tar Valon is like any other city. Mm-hmm. It's probably going to take Moraine and the people who side with her to protect them.
Right. There's definitely going to be factions.
People who feel like are like, oh, you think these three could be? Well, let's just take care of them right now.
Well, right now we don't know what Moraine thinks they could be. We're making the assumption that Rand could be the dragon.
Right. I think, but
we don't know what she wants them for.
I am assuming that Moraine, that no matter what she thinks they could be, either one of them or as a group, she wants to protect them and protect that destiny.
I think
they could go to Tar Valon and someone else could be like, oh no, we need to castrate these boys or get rid of them entirely and not even risk what they could become.
See, I would disagree with that. I think Moraine's main purpose is to keep them out of the Dark One's power, out of the Dark One's hold. Which her mission is to not give the Dark One anything that he wants.
True, but that doesn't contradict her wanting to protect them.
Well, I mean, she said, I will kill you myself before I let you have the Dark One, before I let the Dark One have you.
Yes, but that doesn't mean she isn't protecting them.
Yeah, it's not her first choice.
It's like that thing. It's like, to shoot the bad guy, you have to shoot through the one you love.
Right.
It's like, okay, I will kill the one I love to save the world.
Her mission is, just in hierarchy, her mission is, above all things, keep, the Dark One, keep them out of the Dark One's powers. Then, if I can, I'll keep them alive.
Right. But I don't think, I don't think Moraine would, and part of this maybe because I've read the whole book once before. I don't think Moraine is one to be just like, oh, they could be bad news and kill them. I think she is... Yeah,
it doesn't seem that way to this point.
She is the good side of whatever battle is to come.
Yeah, she's the Gandalf. Gandalf is austere and he's severe, but he's still, the good guy.
All right, Chapter 18, the Camelin Road.
Yeah, this is where the shit really hits the fan for our party. Mm-hmm. So they're making their way out of... What is the city called? Balon. So they're running out of Balon, like full ride, and suddenly horns start going off.
Trollocs are surrounding them.
Trollocs are
closing
everywhere.
in and luring them into a trap.
Mm-hmm. And I love Moraine's like strategic mind. As much as Lan is, the military guy and the warrior guy, Moraine is really smart and kind of tricky. Like she's got a little trickery up her sleeve.
Right.
Because she knows, like, everybody's like, run, let's go faster. She's like, yeah, well, maybe they're leading us into an even bigger army ahead of us. So no, we're not going to run at full gallop. Instead, Lan takes off. And this is the first time that we hear Lan's title, Last Lord of the Seven Towers.
Right.
Don't know what that means, but I bet it's going to come into play later. So he goes back to do some scouting. They keep heading forward. And then they keep hearing horns going off everywhere.
And then finally a fist of Trollocs.
Yeah. Well, Lan comes back and tells them the Trollocs are on us. There's a whole bunch of them. There's like a bunch of Midral with them.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
And they're coming right at it. And I'm just trying to like imagine it as somebody who imagined things while I'm reading. Like it's dark. There's like hills everywhere and you don't know where. But all you hear is like these sounds of these armies coming after you. And it was great. It was well described and well done. Why do I have everyone shouts nonsense?
Oh yeah, so they come up. So a fist of Trollocs finally catches up with them, or they actually, or actually they come up from one that's like coming from in front, and so then they Lan charges, and Lan says for the Seven Towers or whatever, and so the other guys decide that they're going to do calls, and they basically tap in to their history,
right? That Moraine has told
all
them
this crap,
and then Matt shouts out serious nonsense.
He speaks tongues.
Yeah, he's not even like
tongues.
He definitely comes up with a new language he's never spoken before, which I think is maybe another hint towards what Matt. Like again, I remember nothing about Matt. I don't know what he does, who he is, what his.
I only remember one other big thing, and it's coming in pretty quick.
I know nothing about Matt. I remember one thing about Perrin and one thing about Rand, nothing about Matt. But yeah, so everyone shouts the nonsense. And then I have Midral is a chicken and its decapitation affects the Trollocs.
Yes.
So it's kind of like White Walkers. If you kill the white that's in charge that transforms them.
Well, I mean, I think the way to control them is kind of a magical thing. And so when they killed the Midral, that connection was still there,
Now the Trollocs are fine; they don't die.
No,
but they are like mentally hurt by it.
They've been. It's like the Borg. They've been mentally controlled, and that suddenly severed, so that they're reacting to that, even if eventually their head clears.
And then the reason I have Midral as a chicken is because so he's not gonna just because you cut its head off doesn't mean it's dead. So
they finally go to Arid Hall, or Shadar Logoth.
I have Moraine pulls a Gandalf, you shall not pass.
Oh, right. She pulls up the wall of fire.
Yeah, that's right.
That, cuts them off, and they have to get past it, so that gives them time to escape.
How did you say it? Shadar?
Shadar Logoth.
Okay. Or Shadows Waiting.
Well, Shadows Waiting is the next chapter.
Yes.
Chapter 18.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So they go into this ghost town of a city.
I had very Valyria kind of feels about this city.
Yes. Empty up beyond empty.
Yeah, there's no stuff. It's just the
no
rough
animals.
stones.
No animals have moved in.
Nothing lives there.
Nothing.
There's no items laying around. There's literally just the stone. It's all crumbled and destroyed. But the way he describes it, he's like, literally every house is a palace. Everything is a dome. It's an insanely huge city that is 3 or 5 times as big as Balon or whatever.
Right.
And it's got palaces coming out the ass. So, and then continues more really bad decisions by Matt, Rand, and Perrin.
So Matt, Rand, and Perrin go on a foolish adventure.
I don't understand what they're doing.
Well... If the Trollocs are scared of it, it must be safe.
No, if the Trollocs are scared of it, you should be scared of it. That makes sense to me.
So,
Anyhow, so they go off on their own and make a new friend.
more death.
More death.
More death. Which is more death.
Yeah, he's just a lot of death.
Maybe more death.
All the death.
More death.
Whatever. All I know is... Oh, what do I have? Oh, man, these idiots give up all the goods at the first encounter.
Again, it's like, who's like, hello? And they're like, oh, let's tell you what's going on. Yeah, we're here because we're here with the Aes Sedai. And da-da-da.
Yeah, we're coming from here. We're going to Camelin. We've got a big, like, thing that we're going to be doing. And I'm like, Matt, shut the fuck up. And this time, none of the other two try to stop him.
No.
They're just like, oh, okay, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, tell this complete stranger.
Creepy guy in the shadows. Let's tell him everything.
Guy, oh, my eyes, the light. I've been in the dark too long. Whatever.
So he ensnares them without a lot of work.
Takes them down to the treasure trove. He's like this close.
Yeah.
Based on what Moraine tells us later, he's like this close.
Right. Yeah. All they would have had to do was just do what he asked. Matt easily led. I'm really hoping Matt's gonna like have something happen to him. Anyhow, then they go down to the treasure room. Yeah.
Encounter in the treasure room. They take off. They go back.
He's not very happy with the fact that they're there with the Aes Sedai. That's really what makes him turn.
Tar Valon. Well, but also he's like, you told me this, and now you're saying that. You lied to me. I think the guy's psycho. We get from Moraine later.
He lives by himself in the darkness all the time.
Does he live by himself?
Well, him and the other Megadeth, whatever it's called.
His history is very Lord of the Rings.
I have Mordeth as Wormtongue.
Wormtongue, yes, that's what I could think of. But I just want to know, what is he exactly? I mean, what does he become? Because he becomes like a puff of smoke and goes through a crack in the wall.
But he is also not the same thing as like. No, never mind. Sorry, I read forward. I don't want to talk more about that.
Okay. So
he influenced an old king and basically brought about the ruin of the entire city, and then something evil is festering under basically the city's ghost. Zizi's ghost.
Yes.
So,
but I would like to point out, because they go back, and Moraine's like, "What did you do? What did he say? Did you take anything?" And they're like, "No, we're all good." Matt grabbed a dagger when they were going to fight him. And there's no mention of him putting that dagger back.
He didn't throw it at him or anything, right?
If we say, Matt, they like when they finally...
I wonder if that's
Matt holds a dagger, that he grabbed from the pile. And then Mordeth, freaks out again. And, he's like, you're all dead. And he disappears. There's no mention of Matt going,
I wonder if that's the red ruby dagger we saw, and then Min saw earlier.
There's a red ruby dagger as part of his
entirely.
vision, and he grabbed the dagger off of the pile.
I missed that
and
entirely.
There's no mention of him putting it back.
The last few things I have is Nynaeve seems quite a bit more worried about Lan than one would expect.
Someone's got a crush.
I'm starting to see a little something there. They can all go hunting and tracking in the woods together.
Yes.
Because they're both good at it.
But anyway, Lan, who went searching for those miscreant boys, also...
That guy, he's like, this is like fucking herding kittens. You know what I mean?
He also discovers that Trollocs, who weren't supposed to come into Ardhall, have been driven into Ardhall.
Right before we get to that, one crucial bit of information that I thought was really interesting on Moraine and Lan is Moraine says, I would know if he died and I would know exactly how he died.
They're definitely connected.
And the same for me. So it shows us that they're not just like buddy and like bound by an oath. There is a magical transaction
I think that
the two of them.
I would say that oath, that who they are to each other, creates that magical bond. Ryder, if you're still there, give us a shout out, because we have no idea. We
don't even know if this is working.
I see movement, so...
Right.
And Ryder said everything was perfect, so I guess it's my phone that's crappy. Anyway.
Trollocs inside the walls make for the river.
So they make for the river. Ardhall is not the protection that they expected.
Yep. So that's where we're at. I did look up the next ones. Did you? The next set of chapters?
So we're about 295.
I believe that leading through chapter 26. So don't read chapter 27. But do read chapter 20 through 26.
I think that
will get you 401.
Okay, that sounds good.
So.
Yeah. All right, I'll buy that. 20 to
it's
26.
104 pages. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. This was a very action-packed section.
And I feel like we're moving through the book fairly quickly.
Yeah, I mean, 100
like,
pages every 2 weeks is like
considering
nothing.
it's a freaking 8, well, let's see.
No, I know, but I was just thinking I could, if I only read this on my trip, then I could maybe catch up.
Yeah, it's really an easy
read.
read.
2 weeks, so next I would miss that one, but then I'd be caught up by the next.
I will tell you, this book specifically is...
We'll light a candle. That's Kate, by the way, if anyone is watching this later.
I do... this is a lot easier to read than Game of Thrones. I will tell you that, at least so far, because we only have like 5 fucking characters that we're following.
Yeah.
So you don't have to remember
we're on one.
a million things.
We're on one. I mean, spoiler alert, we're about to hit a point where they kind of break off a little bit.
Yes, I did
But it's still,
read forward a little bit.
It's still the main group is subdivided.
You will
it's
start
not
getting
like
multiple
characters
POVs.
all over the frickin' world.
You will start getting some multiple POVs because the story becomes too big to be contained only within Rand's POV.
Frozen, haven't read it, but listen to y'all.
Oh, good. Great. Fantastic. Okay. We're done.
So it's choppy. So anyway, so we're done. So hopefully Zach will be here the next time in 2 weeks to give us, I don't know, audio. What's wrong with the computer? It's not that old.
I don't know.
I hate computers. Like, you do one little thing and they become shit instantly.
Yeah.
It is a scam.
I think I stopped it in the middle of an update one time once, and it's been disaster
yeah, you
ever
should check
since.
all your updates.
I just downloaded McAfee. Anyway, that's not important to the video.
But Ryder, because I have 0 people watching, so Ryder, thank you for hanging out.
Yeah.
We are reading The Wheel of Time.
Read
if you
this
want to
shit,
try to
you'll
catch
love
up with
it.
us, you will love it because it is going to be the next Game of Thrones, along with everything else.
No,
coming out on television.
Honestly, I have big feelings about this. The internet is already a buzz about it, and it hasn't even started premiere. Now, they did actually just start not principal photography, the other one, like pre-photography or whatever.
Pre-production?
Yeah, they're in pre-production.
Pre-production.
No, but they stared shooting. They started doing
that's
early
photography.
shooting.
That's principal.
Okay, so they've started principal photography.
But yeah, so tonight we got you to chapter 20. Mm-hmm. And we're going, you said, through chapter 26.
Yeah, don't read chapter 27. I mean, read chapter 27 if you want to.
So, show us the love and read.
Yeah. It's only 400 pages if you're in the beginning.
And catch up with us in 4 weeks. There you go.
It's literally you're only far enough away to the size of a regular book. So it's not that bad. And it's super exciting. There's a lot of action happening.
Yeah, it gets going.
Yeah.
And Audie got so excited last time that after reading the last 100 pages in a day, she read the next 100 pages the next day.
I did.
And then she had to figure out what she read 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I had to go back.
Spread it out, Audie.
I read out a little bit too today. I went about 50 pages into our next one. So.
All right, so she's already halfway because we're doing 100 pages every 2 weeks.
Yep.
So you're halfway there.
Yeah.